guys. Hello everyone. Hello to those who are watching afterwards. We are going to get started here, and today's plan is not very much different from the last 3 days. The last 3 streams, that is. But I have done a little bit of work off camera on our drop. And today's goal... Sorry, I'm just fueling up a little bit here in terms of eating some food, so that's my camera not showing. But yeah, today we're going to create some alternate drops, but more so we're going to create alternate bass patterns over the same drop beat, and those bass patterns will be set up in a way where we can toggle between the clips as they're playing and switch up the pattern anytime we want and create our own drop as a hybrid of already pre-made drops. I guess instead of drops you could say bass lines. So I'm going to create a variety of bass lines, and each of those bass lines is going to have a different sub rhythm to it. It's going to have a different arrangement of those. It's going to have a different rhythm. First of all, it's going to have different sounds, but of course it's going to be choosing from the same sound palette. The pitches are going to be the same in most cases. We're going to follow the same C pitch bending up to E, and then dropping back down to C as we have been. And other than that, I'm just going to show the process of what I'm doing right now. Anyway, is I am lining up. So I'll just go ahead and switch over to. So we are lining up the sub track. So this bass right here. What I'm doing is I'm taking the notes of that sub, which gives us all of our low energy for our bass group, and I'm combining that with the I'm lining it up with the exact rhythm of the resampled kit audio track down here, so that they line up, and that the sub helps beef up the bass note below it with a little bit extra bass energy. Because here, what I've done is I've taken an EQ to it, and I've cut out some of the low end. In fact, I could do a little bit more of that, because we want as pure of a tone for our sub note as possible, which is why we're dedicating it its own track, and we're blending it. That way, we can change up the sound of the bass drastically, and we won't have to worry about the low energy in the sound design process of making our drop sounds, because we have the sub covering that for us. We have a clean sub in addition to any crazy sound design we may do. So I'm just going to go through here and line up the notes. Oh, first of all, though, I'm going to go ahead and play for you a preview of what I've done so far. So what I've done. Okay, so we can play here. So we have solo to track, so that's why nothing's working. Made a couple small changes. Nothing different between these two alternates right here, so I'm just going to play the first version. Save bars. I'm going to have to alternate this. I'm going to have to automate the arpeggio so that it's not 16th note until it gets to the drop section. There we go. So that's what we've got so far. A couple arrangement things I'd like to do personally is I'd like to make the build up a little bit lighter in volume because it's like super busy, blah, just all at you all at the same time, and that's gonna take. I like what's going on here, but it's gonna take some adjustment of the volume in arrangement mode to get it to kind of work. Because I'd like this to be significantly lower and the drop to be a lot more impactful. So we're gonna have to do more with the filters here, but I'd like to do that where I can see all the automation at once. So I'm gonna leave that. But that's kind of a good collection of but we're gonna have to do something like high pass the drums into it, lower the volume of the bass, and filter that in. We'll have to we'll experiment with that, but that's not the purpose of today's stream. We've got a little bit of these sections developed. You notice I've kind of put in a little bit of a bass rhythm there. I've kind of just doubled up the buildup that was there before, like using duplicate loop. So I would go in and, for example, for this, what is a good example to show? This chord track, what I did is I just duplicated what was there. So if we listen to just this, oops, that's the drop. And that's what was there before. And this is what I added today. The only change I did is I took this exact thing here, changed up the rhythm a little bit, and changed the third and seventh, or second and fourth note of the chord here to make it an E major 7, like it is in the song. Before, it was just a 4-bar buildup, so I was using the E minor 7 chord because that was happening at the end of the chorus. It was going to be 4, and then the last 4 was build up, but instead I'm doubling this to 8, and I should really make that apparent. But that part's not done yet, so I'm going to leave it at 4, and we'll work on that later, and we'll create an alternate and do all of that. But today's purpose is to create more of this. Well, wait a minute. Create more of these. Huh, very strange. I don't have a subclip. Oh, right. I guess I copied it with option. Well, yeah. Got this going on. And the idea is there will be 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 alternate rhythms here, and then we can switch between these scenes, but we can set it up to switch in a way where we keep our place in the song. So I can keep the beat going in the background. I'll be, of course, switching clips there, but I can switch it so that we can change the mode of switching between loops so that it switches in time. I just have to remember how to do that. Let's see. For our clip playback, we would like to something about launch preferences. How's done again? L. Launch mode. Okay, so yeah, there's a little hidden button right down here in the bottom left corner that allows us to edit our launch settings. I'm just going to go ahead and make a we have an alternate rhythm here that we're working on now. This one we have, the way we're working on it is we transfer our sub loop and our bass loop over to arrangement view. Press this button in the top right corner, and then we just have the sub and the resampled bass here that I can start at different points. If I was working in clip view, I'd have to start it at the beginning of the loop every time. This way I can kind of go through and like surgically like put the notes where they need to go, bring it back in here, and we're just going to try to set up a little scenario now. Even though these two clips at the bottom aren't ready yet, I just want to set up a little scenario to show you what's going to happen. So if I highlight these two clips, actually let's highlight these 4 clips, and we're going to set their launch modes. So right now they are set to trigger. What gate will do, I believe it will, you know, I haven't really messed with too many of these, but there is the particular thing I'd like to do is I would like to set legato. Follow actions are for if you want to automate the clips going from one to the other. We're not going to do that. We're going to trigger that manually. Of course, we're going to write this all into arrangement mode at the end. Arrangement view, that is, at the end. So it's the launch modes we shouldn't have to worry about too much. But what we're interested is this button right here. What this will allow the clips to do is if I press play here, and I press play here, what will happen is it will preserve the spot of the playhead from the previous clip. So let's say you were at measure 4, or you were at measure 3, and you wanted to switch to the second figure at measure 3 by starting this next clip. Well, what would happen is the clip, when you press this next scene here, or this next scene, for instance, because we're just starting new bass clips for this, it will reset to the beginning of the loop, and therefore your place will be off. Like it'll be off with the beat, it'll be off with the horns and the chords and all that. So you want it to start in time, and that's what the legato is for in the launch mode. Again, how to get to the launch mode, you just gotta open up a clip, and down here at the bottom left there is a little L. You click that, it shows you your launch mode window, and you can set all of these options here. And I'll experiment with these and explain them more in a future stream, because I would like to refresh myself on what they do. But I know that that some of these are particularly meant for if you want to automate the playing of the next clip after the first one, which could be good for performance purposes if you work strictly in this view, that is. But we're just using it for this small niche case, so it's fine. All the other clips are not on legato, except for these 4. Alright, so now what's going to happen is if I play these, and I play this, you notice this is caught up, right? And if I switch back, it's going to be on measure 8. Very useful. And that will allow us to sort of not only be able to switch between pre-existing samples. So I'm kind of like doing like a double layer of resampling here, a double layer of like switching between samples. Like in the first layer, we're switching between the physical samples on our drum rack using the MIDI, right? And we're putting that on a MIDI track and playing it out, resampling that back into audio using that pattern. And then the second layer is switching between the patterns themselves. So we can get, we have one pattern going through some idea, and we have the same beat, and then we're just switching, we're thinking of the sub and rhythm together as one like idea, and then we're switching between the ideas and creating this hybrid of good stuff. Of good stuff going on. And then you can use that to kind of be creative and come up with rhythms that you might not have thought of before. Like if you have one rhythm that works really well, one drop that works really well with a certain set of sounds, maybe cycling between multiple options that are particularly good would be ideal, or would be something you'd want to do, which could improve your job. So let's make a couple more of these, and let's make them into proper sounding sections, and we'll demonstrate that exact concept. And we can essentially allow ourselves to perform a different version of the song every time. Let's say we were to take this as an Ableton Live set into performance, you could set it up so that you have 10, 11 different options for your drop, and every time you come into it, you could switch between them and sort of mix them like a DJ would, and then fade in and fade out. That's another thing we could do, is we could fade in and fade out certain portions, but I think this particular method is going to be cleaner because we have clean cuts, clean transitions between the sections. It's going to be nice. Alrighty, let's put this together. So there's two ways that we're lining it up. Firstly, we are lining it up note-wise. Second of all, we are lining it up with the automation of our pitch bend. So we're automating the pitch bend up just as the pitch bend is automated here. Like this. Sort of the same, but not really. I might want to even add a little curve in, but we'll worry about that later. And the other way we're lining it up is with the speed of the LFO that defines the that beginning transient of the sub. So if we listen closely to this, whoa, 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 that sound. We can control the speed at which that happens, the speed at which that LFO goes through by using this parameter. And we want to make sure that whenever we are using really, really fast notes, that we speed up the LFO rate so that it can progress through that that timbre change faster and therefore sound cleaner. You can hear that these particular two notes had a faster transient sound. We can even make it slower, and you can hear it'll be very open in this one note, and that might not be the best thing, but we're experimenting here. So. See, it doesn't even get a chance to go through the LFO at all, because the note ends before it could even progress through the cycle. And I'll show you where I'm talking about. So if I go into Serum here and I look at the LFO, it's basically how fast this motion happens, and this motion is assigned to the filter cutoff. It's also assigned to the drive on our distortion. So we control the speed of that using our LFO rate, and it's set to envelope, so actually no, it's set to trigger, so this will actually repeat itself if we set it up high enough, so we can get perhaps a sustained note that, oops, wow, the LFO rate is particularly low in its range. That up here. Do I have not much control over how much range this has? No. Interesting. Like, I should be able to automate it all the way up to fast, but I'm only able to automate it all the way up to a bar. Like this amount of range. What's that about? You see that? What in the world? Okay, let's edit the show automation. No. We want to show maybe it has to do with, oh, maybe these are separate. Wait a minute. Oh. Okay, you know what I just discovered? I just learned something actually about, because okay, to be honest, I don't necessarily often use clip view or clip automation. I like to stick particularly to using this red automation lines up here, because it's just easier to see them all at once because you can create automation lanes, right? But when you are in clip automation, another thing I have just discovered is that it doesn't exactly take over the levels in red, the automation in red. It actually is a relative automation to what's already there. So you can see that there's a red line or there's a red dot, and then there's a blue dot here. That's the clip automation. And you can see when we progress through the clip here, the automation changes, but it never, it's maximum, right? It's maximum level. So if we go to our clip here, you can see it's all the way up to the top, right? You can't go any higher with this clip automation. And that maximum is defined by where you set this macro. So if you want your fastest possible rate to be 1/16th, you set that here, and then you use the clip automation to relatively go down from that. And that was nice to find out, because now I've gotten all of my subnotes a little bit faster. So then we don't have to do so much cutting and pasting of notes. We can just speed up or slow down the LFO. So we'll do that. And I would like to keep it probably about here. Probably about, yeah, so it's a percentage, right? And the maximum is defined by where you set that macro. So, okay, you get the point. You get the point. Just going to make the rest of this flat here. In order to do that, let's get select up to this point. Let's select up to here. Delete. Oops. Okay, maybe we to select up to here and bring it down instead. Yeah, there we go. Let's make sure that we're listening to this track as well, because we're lining the two up, right? I'm going to do something where I copy the transposition automation of this. Well, see, the thing is, this is separate notes, but this is just pitch bended off of one note. So I can't exactly copy that. Never mind. I just have to guess where the pitch bend should be. MIDI control, because it starts to pitch bend up right about here, and then kind of flat lines out right here. All right. Let's listen to just the sub. I want to try to get it to be the right note. Nope, that's not what I meant. Yeah, I think that's about right. So we'll do that for the other one as well. Perfect. Okay, back to listening to this. So 8th, 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 8th. What we're going to do is we're going to use the LFO to do it here. So we're going to set that, and then we're going to go to our envelopes, serum, macro 1, no. Yeah, LFO 1 rate. I'm going to set it to here, 75, and then 100, because our 100 is set to 1/16th. And then we'll listen. Yeah, lines up nicely. So we're listening to just the sub. Ooh, it's actually quarter notes. Let's see, I'm glad I listened to that. It's got to be like up here. Nice. So now it is actually only the last 4. And now, of course, I've got to line up the start of this. 1 into and start it here. Do, 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 do. So So here is one of the spots where I'd like to bring our rate up to eighth notes. It's fine that it wavers a little bit. Just getting the automation in place. Okay, let's get the notes in place. Start it here. I'm gonna do a little note change here, so it's gonna go instead of it'll go up a semitone and then back down. It'll make for a cool little diversion there. Which means I have to set the MIDI control pitch bend to be bended up there. Did that make an effect at all? Okay, it did on the sub, but we need to do it on the kit, or this as well. So this one right here needs to be up to its original. No, whoa. I changed the parameter somehow. How did that happen? Interesting. Yeah, I don't want that there. Okay. I want this here. No. Okay, let's just select this and extend it out. Whoops. Select, extend out. There we go. Let's hear it from here. Yeah, that's nice. Could I even do that a little bit less? Maybe if it didn't pitch bend up so harshly. Let's go back to this here. Can I go in between? No, I can't. But I can make a curve. Yeah, it's a little better. I didn't know it pitch bended up at the end there. Yeah, that's right. Okay, back from where we were. Bum, bum, dum, dum, bum. That's how I'm going to consider that. So it's 1, 2, the and 4. 1, 2, the and. Bum, 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 bum. I start from measure 5. Bum, bum. Ooh, these are all the wrong note. Boom, 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 boom. Set our rate. Let's just set it all the way up here for the rest of the time. Oh. We'll leave it at 8th notes for most of it and just bring it up to 16th notes in certain spots. We'll make these notes shorter so it only goes through one iteration. Let's look at the waveform. That's going to line up with that note, shorter. You can see here I'm looking at this highlight compared to this transient. We've already got the pitch bend information in there, so we don't need to worry about the notes going up here. So we don't need triple here. But we do need this one to be particularly longer. And then the note afterwards to come back. Then we should make a couple more. We'll just bring up the LFO speed at the end here. Okay, let's check this out from here. You gotta still do that last measure. Let's just hear this again. This first note might be a little. This, I could consider this 16ths here. And of course these two, because it's kind of got that delay, which gives it the 16th illusion that it's a 16th note there. Alright, well that, let's observe this. Start from here. Where does that happen? Right there. Yeah, it's about reasonable. That's about what happens there. Boom. And these have to become F sharps. Change the LFO rate all the way up at the end. Nice. All right, so whole thing. I might even just remove the sub notes at the beginnings. There is one here, right? Yeah. Now with the beat. Try that again. I might create an alternative where this doesn't become F sharps at the end. Or just change it. So here it would be. See how I started it off time, but the beat, because since it was triggering from a clip, it started a little bit off a beat. Yeah, that'll be better. Okay, now we take the final two clips here, sub 3. We drag them back into their clip views. So right here, we're gonna do alternate 1, sub 3, and we'll take our resample bass and move it right there. Awesome. Okay, we already had it here, but we're going to just overwrite, I suppose. Yeah, cool. You have to make sure that their trigger modes are set to legato so that they will play in time. Great. So I can then just start the whole drop like this. And then and you can see here that that delay of 1 bar is really coming into effect here because I wanted to kind of swap between them at any time. So this is where you'd actually go in and change this setting, the global quantization. That's what this is called. You'd go in and actually change this to whatever division you'd want. So I'm going to change it to 8th note. So every 8th note, I'm able to trigger a new clip and it will start, right? So let's just try that. So I should be able to switch between these two every 8th note. You see what I mean? You see what I mean? Perfect. Okay, let's try creating maybe 2 more of those. And we'll have ourselves a way of creating a really nice drop for us. And then I think for these last 2 sections, or maybe last 3 sections or so, we're going to keep it simpler. We're going to try to use less samples. We're going to try to use those samples more tastefully. And perhaps create some interesting, maybe not, more uplifting rhythms that are kind of easier to groove to. Yeah, so let's do that now. Let's go into, we're gonna have to go back into our bass slices kit, turn that back on, set it up so that this is the only track playing right here. Bass slices, we want to record ready that resample kit, unrecord ready. So I will sample this or solo this one, have this one soloed, and I'll go ahead and play the drop loops. Something like that. 2, 3, 4. Quantize that. Throw in a couple more sounds there, right? This particular sound I'd like to change. It's a reverse version of this. And these last notes. Nah, okay, that's something else. That has to end there. Yeah, that's cool. Okay. Yeah, that'll be cool. Tell you what, I'm gonna use the rhythm of this, and I'm gonna go ahead and transfer that over to. Oh boy, did I just? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm gonna use that over here, and go ahead and make a subtrack. But it's gonna be off because all the notes are different. Because I'm using these to trigger bass slices rather than actual notes. So what I'm gonna have to do is, well, scale them down. I'd like to, well, let's extract, can we do that? Can we do, where we, okay. I'm thinking of a way where I don't have to manually drag all these notes to the right place. Okay, I got an idea. We'll just give ourselves a guide. But we don't need a guide. I know where the notes are going to be. It's fine. I can do this. For some reason, these are not C. Yeah, see, those are all gonna have to be bum 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 boom 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 boom. And this is all gonna be pitch bended up. So boom boom bum 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 bum. Yeah, this works quite well. This way I won't have to go through and sync up things later. And these are going to be C sharps. C sharp, back to C. And all of these will come down. I'll adjust the LFO speed later once they're all in place. I just want to listen to them next to there. Of course, we're going to have to resample this one out and bounce into audio. I'll keep it the same note. Make it a C, make it an E. It was conveniently already there. What? I could probably show my face, eh? I'm invisible. No, I'm kidding. I'm over here. Hello. I am here. I've been here the whole time, but haven't bothered to turn this on because it kind of gets in the way, right? But we have this very underwhelming subclip so far. This all needs to be C. And this needs to be E. Fortunately, is already, well, it's actually, yeah, it's already E. I know these were all reverse hits, so we don't need those there. Okay, now let's compare, or let's play the two at the same time. Let's lower the envelope, or lower the LFO rate. Whoops. It would be in... Yeah, it would be in the clip automation, MIDI control, LFO rate. Yeah, there's nothing on this clip. Ah, I could have done it. I see. All right, well, let me explain what I just discovered. You know, remember, you realize, I had talked earlier that the blue automation is relative automation to where you've set your, macro, to where you've set it in the slider. But if you were to use auto, I believe that's what it stands for, automation. This is absolute, so this will set it to whatever rate you want it to. But I will leave it as mod, so I can leave the maximum as 16 very easily. Alrighty, so we want to bring everything else that's not this. We want to bring this all down. So let's select it all, and let's bring it down. And I also want to, whoops, I don't want to do that. I also want to extend out these notes a bit, because these notes are longer. Should they be an octave lower? They probably should, right? I don't know. And they need to be longer, that's for sure. That definitely doesn't need to be faster. It needs to be slower, actually. And then for the next measure, for this measure, Let's do the same process where well, actually, we're gonna 3 sample first so we can move it into arrangement view and work on it there. So let's see here. We're using this clip and we want to resample it onto this resampled kit track here. So to record ready this, don't record ready that, solo, ignore that for now. Just quit everything that's on there now. Get rid of the side chaining. Okay. Ready, and. Great, now I can put the pitch automation on it via going up here, going to envelopes, finding clip automation, and grabbing it. That easy. Just taking what I had before, copy it over to the new clip. It's this one. Also, I could turn off the record on there. Okay, that's the problem. We need to use complex. Oh, wait. We need to also shut this one off. Pretty groovin'. Pretty nice. Now, of course, we need to get this and this to free, so we're doing that now. All we gotta do is drag this down here, drag this up here, and isolate them. First thing is, we need pitch bend, just as we have on, well, let's see here. Do it like this. So it starts to pitch bend up there. Maybe there. It doesn't have, the pitch bend range is off. Maybe I can increase it a little bit for it to be 4 semitones. Okay, let's do that. So pitch bend, MIDI control, that's gonna have to be on the actual sample. Okay. Because we've got clip. Well, no. That's gonna be here. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong clip. How would I change the pitch bend range on this? It would have to be inside the serum. It would have to be inside this because the instrument controls how it interprets that pitch bend. So, like, pitch bend is just another piece of MIDI information, just like the notes are, just like the velocities of those notes are. The entrances and the exits, the starts and stops of the notes, those are all pieces of MIDI data, including the pitch bend. So like some keyboards will have little wheels in the sides, right? They'll have a mod wheel, and they'll have a pitch bend wheel, and those can be recorded in as MIDI clips, as part of a MIDI clip. So, but depending on which instrument reads that MIDI clip, it will read the pitch bend data differently. It won't pitch bend to the same note every time. You can set what's known as a pitch bend range, and that will give you a higher or lower result. It will bend more or less depending on where you set these two numbers here. So you see, if I hover over it, it says bend range up, sets the range for pitch bend when bending up. So right now we're bending up. I'd like it to bend up a little bit higher than it is, so I'm going to set that to 4 semitones. And just for consistency's sake, we'll set the bottom one to -4 semitones as well. So now, if we listen to just our sub, we have pitch bend operating on it. We're going to just mess with it, and we want to be able to bring the C that's playing up to an E. Cool. Yeah, that's about right. And then we'll go back onto our clip here, and we want, oops, we don't want to automate that there. We'll go back onto our clip, and we go to our LFO rate. No, excuse me, the pitch bend. Yep, it snaps back down. Let's copy that over to the second section as well. Whoops. I want to just select only this part. Move it over there. Perfect. Of course, all these notes aren't really done yet. Let's lower everything else to % or so. Okay, LFO rate needs to be higher there. I think all these notes have to be an octave lower as well. We'll lower it for just this first note because it goes bum ba da da da. So I want it to mimic that here. Bum 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 bum. So that's gonna be that long. Ba-da. And then we want to make this shorter. Let's zoom out so we can just get this much. Bum bum. That's about good where that is. I'll just extend over because we've got an LFO. Yeah, that works better. Same pitch bends happening here, so we can keep these all on C. Also, I'm going to go here. So right on here, right in the end of 4, it switches to 16th. So I want to do that with the automation. Da 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 ticka 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 da ba ticka ba da bum. Let's actually make a new note there. Bum ba da da ticka 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 ba. Ba da. Pitch bend should come down there. Oops. No. That's not what I wanted to do. And yep. We want to turn down the rate there. Bum ba da dum. Whoops. Okay, select. It's finicky sometimes to get it. There we go. That's about good. Bum bum ba dum bum. That's cool. So here's a particular case where I'd like to lower the LFO rate because we have bum bum instead of dun 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 dun, and the LFO rate needs to be lower because of that. So bum 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 turns to bum bum. Start from here. Okay, we have too high of a note, but it's because our pitch bend was never reset. Oh, I just have too high of a note here. Whoops. Why does that sound like it's still a... Oh, yeah. Okay. Take out this last clip there. That last little automation thing there. So now I might even extend out these last three notes so to go bum 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 bum. Right? Oh, that's better actually. It comes back out. Yeah, that's nice. Oh, well, let's try the other way. Maybe one different for each time. Okay, every time. That's gotta happen every time. It's really cool. That's another option. Okay, and if we play it all together. So I just made their trigger mode legato, so that way I can work it in with the other options we have. So, like this, for example. I noticed this wasn't carried over. Also, I don't want to bring out the release so far there. So maybe we'll go back in and we'll say release, don't go so far up. Copy that change over to everything else as well. In fact, I have to go through. I have to go through every single clip on this on these three and make them all trigger mode legato, because yeah, it's gonna restart everything else unless I do See? It's like you've got the three. I've got three different things to choose from, and then it's just up to me to choose what order they're in. Nice. Okay. And then I can just go back right into it. Whoops. Okay. An issue. Because I had set everything else to legato, and I'm gonna have to just set my quantization back to a quarter. Okay, I could keep making more of these, but let's make some alternates in terms of our chords. Let's come over here and give some love to this particular group. So all of these clips, these are all the same, so what we're going to do is edit them so they're perhaps a little bit more prominent, and they work a little bit better. So first of all, I'm going to make the chords not in root position. 3, 4, 1. 4, 1, 2, 3. Anything else I could change about it? Ugh, okay, that's terrible. And this might be the case for the other. I might do this for the other clips as well, like the preceding clips. These are all. Yeah, and for starters, this needs to be duplicated. And yeah, I'll do the similar treatment here. Why not? We'll just do some variations in. That's a familiar riff. Okay, before it steps up like that. Actually, that's kind of cool. Something's off pitch bend wise. You need to have your pitch bend automated to stay at 0. So yeah, when we start to mess with pitch bend, sometimes we have it so that like if you're automating the pitch bend and you leave it automated up to a certain spot, like let's say you were to stop, you were to do playback, right? You were to play this back and it moves up the MIDI pitch bend on this particular clip. What'll happen is if you stop right here and then you go to play any other instrument in your set, it will remember that the pitch bend, since the pitch bend is sort of a global control, in a way, you can still have it shared independently through tracks, but for some reason, when you stop where a pitch bend is up like this, or where it's down like this, it will preserve that value until you change the pitch bend again. So like I had pitch bended up with particularly the bass chords, or not the bass chords, what in the world am I saying? The bass track, right? I had used pitch bend on it, so now that pitch bend is saved onto Electro X, and we got the clash between these two because one was pitch bended, one wasn't. So to solve that, all you got to do is go right before the clip actually starts playing notes and just do a little bit of automation on the pitch bend. So you can see here, MIDI control pitch bend. I just moved the clip a little bit so that it knows to reset itself back to 0. Just a little quirk with Ableton. I think there's kind of a similar quirk with Logic, and you've got to do a similar thing as well if you're working with pitch bend. Is you have to make sure that you reset it on any clip that has any instrument that has the capability of interpreting pitch bend information. Well, I didn't know that I was sure that Electro X could interpret the pitch bend, but I wasn't sure if this particular patch was using it, but I know now. Man, this gets cold quick. Blah, cold coffee. Or not even cold coffee, lukewarm coffee, even worse. I'm gonna be right back, guys. Gonna grab a little bit of a heated coffee here. So yeah, and a little bit of extra water. So I'll be right back, guys. Don't mind me. Okay. Let's get back into this here. Excuse me for a moment. Sorry. Excuse me. Oof. So all I'm doing here is I'm just inverting the chords. And then we'll do something with the parameters, because I have all of these 8 options here to change as well, so that can help create some additional variation in the sound as well. You can see on screen those knobs are mapped to these 8 controls here. Each of those control things like like filter cutoff, the amount of phasing effect, the attack and release of the sound. There is a particular filter on this sound called the scream filter. This controls the level of that. So we've got some options for our timbre, which is cool. Oh man, excuse me. Ugh. Okay. Mostly get this high pass. We can mess with this if we like. This is more of a utilitarian thing, anyways. Alright. Nah, those are too open. Alright. So here's the old version. Here's the new version. thinking of things I can do to kind of purify this, make this sound a little bit. There we go. A little bit nicer. Give it a little bit of energy up here. Maybe compress this a bit. We could throw it through a waves plugin. Hopefully this works still. Yep. Okay, so let me explain what's going on here. This is one of those elusive one knob plugins that you turn one knob, that's it. You turn one parameter. This can be automated, as anything else can. And this does something to the sound. It does a whole bunch of things behind the scenes. It's coded in such a way that it changes a whole bunch of other parameters for a whole bunch of other internal effects to achieve a brightening of the sound in this case. So this is one knob brighter. So I turn it up, it gets brighter depending on where I set it. And that's all I really wanted. And that kind of brightened up this chord sound, and now we have this. I'm compressing it after as well. I might compress it a little harder. And here's without. And here's with. That's pretty nice. Okay, I think things aren't synced up right, so just to bring us back here, we're working on getting the chorus to be 8 bars long. So right now it says chorus 4. We want it to be chorus 8. And we're going to delete this alternate chord. Actually, you know what? We're not going to delete it yet because there are some alternate beats in there that I want. Namely those drums, right? So I'm going to just keep that there for now. So I'm just making sure, yep, this clip is 8 bars. This clip is... yeah, it's 8 bars, that's 8 bars. Oh, wait. No, it's not. We just need to extend it out to be this long. That's it. That's all. Same with the other one. It seems to already be there. Wait a minute. But it's using a different... No, that's right. Never mind. So one was wrong before. No horns for during the chorus. I could change that, but I don't know. I don't know yet. Okay, these are 8 bars. I need to make sure that it's right here. So what's going on? What's going on in this group here? Okay, we need to unsolo the others. Oh, was this a... oh, that was accidental. Remember, the resampling track recorded something when it wasn't supposed to. So... Alright, this one particularly is... Okay, I got a problem here with one of the leads, I think. that's right. I was doing the demonstration as to what happens when you leave it up, and I forgot to bring it back. Yeah, well, that explains that. Okay. That should be good now. Okay, so I've still got to line up the sub with the chords for the second half. So, bum, 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 bum. It's the same rhythm. Okay, so all I need to do then is edit it so that this is half the length. And we just take this portion and loop that. So we'll go to Notes, duplicate the loop, and there we go. Okay, so what we're going to do for the alternate is we're going to drag these down, clip by clip, okay? And then same for here. This second one includes a glitch kit, but this can remain the same. Actually, I'll just go, yeah, no, you know what? This is already 8 bars, that's fine. Sub was fixed. Okay, these need to be fixed as well. So this needs to come down, this needs to come down. Copied. This needs to come down as well. And then this, these are the root position ones. This is copied as well. That needs to be copied. Also, that we have all this to mess with. We could maybe fill it in with parts of these pads. We'll mess with that. We'll mess with that. But not right now. We just want to get these alternates just kind of in place here. Alright, so that's all good. We have a different kit as well. So we have... did I drag this one down on top? I think I did. Whoops. No, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, it's fine. All right. We'll just make a, we'll make what we kind of had before. I guess I could undo until I get back to this clip here. I have to undo a lot. I'm gonna have to undo a lot, but it's fine. There, that's what I wanted. This. But now I'm going to have to go back through and do that. Yeah, all this is undone. That's fine. Okay. So now we have the alternate with the different drums. For the build-up, we'll call this Alt-1, as it should have been called. Okay, one of the things I'd like to do that I haven't done yet is I'd like to go into our audio effect rack that we have, that we moved over from another track. Also, this is a little high up there. Yeah, that's fine. That's where it should be, right? Also, we have this. Why do we have 2? I wonder if we should fix that. If we should only have 1 EQ and have that 1K cut at the end. Let's try and do that, actually. Let's cut out this one. Let's get rid of that. We don't need to have 2 of these here. We'll bring this one up to 104. And then for the build-up, yeah, I'll automate that thing. So there we go. We have our automation. Let's create a point. We need to go to our envelopes. So we want to start this down at about 1K so that we're filtering in the bass. We should start to... Okay, maybe we'll bring it up to about here or something. We'll kind of filter sweep it in a little bit, like this. That high. Okay, let's try that. With the with sub, with everything. Okay, I'd like to kind of just replicate this. we'll add a little bit of curvature to it. Bring it up a little bit higher, a little bit higher. Maybe we'll have a wider motion there, like something like this. Yeah, that helps a lot with the balance of things. Okay, bring another one up here, bring that down. Just add kind of another curve out, and then we'll start to like slowly build it up to fully out here. Like that. And what we could do is just bring it out, filter it down, and then we'll do some other filter things with our lead. So we have filter cutoff going up. We're going to have that come down here at the build-up. And same for our other one here. So auto filter. This one just completely goes out. What I'd like to do is bring it up, or bring it down quickly. And start bringing it up, and then bring it down immediately. So something like that. Yeah, that's about good. All right. So play the build. That filter cutoff has to be sooner. So that's gonna come all the way down. Come all the way down on both. So that needs to come way down quickly, and this also, yeah, that needs to emulate that filter motion. So that's going to go down, down, up, down, up, down, up. It's going to go all over the place. Okay, so have this sort of there. Why did we not have it up before? We might have it fade to we might have it fade to reverb here as well. Don't think we have a reverb on it yet. Yes, we do. We do have reverb. Okay, awesome. Let's just automate that parameter then. So at the very end, it's just going to reverb. It's going to go way up. Let's hear it. This one only. Oh, there we go. Nice. Yeah, so that should come all the way out, and what I want to do is bring it back at the very end so that it doesn't, the reverb doesn't like decay away over top of the next section. So yeah, it's got to cut off right there at the end. I might even give it a little bit more time than that. And I'll maybe start bringing it up sooner as well. And I'll add a nice curve in there as well. So there we go. That's going to look good. So that's going to sound all right. And also I don't want to have it up so high beforehand. Have it be a little drier. Yeah, it sort of obscures it. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So you can hear the siren happening, but it's not like yeah, it kind of fades away nicely. That's really cool. Okay, that's where I wanted that to be. Awesome. What else can we do to this build up to enhance it a little bit? Okay, let's listen to our bass track. Okay. All right, we can much better. Yeah. You can see this is only a 4-bar loop. Okay, we can make the sub much better match the build-up bass. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna do the same treatment we had done prior with the drop basses, and we're just gonna make it match exactly what's going on here. 2, 3, right. So this has to, LFO rate has to come. Okay, what in the world? Yeah, no wonder that's not going to match up like that. So let's automate it this way. Let's set it to mod mode, and then we're going to go back into our other view. We're going to set the, okay, so it's already set to 1/16. Good. So we're going to automate it this way. So it's going to start up at, we're going to start about 75%. Yeah, good. Let's maybe start even lower. It's all right. Nope. 70% is good. Boom, 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 boom. Right? Well, let's listen to it, right? Oh, gosh. Also, we need the transposition. So that would be the pitch bend, right? MIDI control pitch bend. We're going to have to bring that over from here. It is a little later. 3, 4. Yeah, it's there. 2, 3, 4. I should make this note shorter. Maybe that length. Yeah. And we want E. We want a faster LFO speed. So LFO rate's going to go to 16th notes here. So it's going to go digga digga dum dum digga digga dum dum. So 16th, 8th, 16th, 8th. And we can just extend out one note here. That is the beauty of LFOs. Yeah, that's what our bass sounds like now. 3, 4. Do 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 do. What was it? 2, 3. 16th, 8th, 16th. Do go do 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 go do. That's what I'm gonna go with. Do go do 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 go. Do go do 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 go. So 8th quarter, 8th. 8th quarter, quarter, 8th. I'm gonna say. Let's see if this works. Okay, I forgot that this should extend further. And then maybe this should cut off. But no, it should leave that room for that. It's kind of more sound effecty one. Right? Just listen to it. Yeah. Yeah, we don't really need a sub note there. And this could be maybe a C sharp, as it should have been. We'll make sure that our LFO rate is back to where it needs to be, which is low. Perfect. Oops. Well, that's fine. Yeah, see, this is why I should have moved it to arrangement view, because I'm going to have it to play it from the beginning each time. Let's go ahead and do that. We're already somewhat there, so it's fine. Let's go ahead and move to get this done quickly. We can go ahead and move to where it was. Switch this out. Switch this out. There we go. We can work on it easily. We'll just have to undo all of the soloing. There we go. And I'll bring up the clip automation. Actually, this is going to be fairly easy. It's just a kind of a carbon copy first part. We can consolidate these two. That could be shorter. So this envelope becomes a lot easier. It's just 16ths all the way. But now the pitch bend becomes a little bit difficult because our instrument doesn't go that far, but we can just take it all the way up. Let's just see how this sounds. That might be okay. I don't know. I might need to give it more pitch bend range, but that means I'm going to have to go back and adjust all of the other bass clips that have pitch bend automation, because now the range is different. All of the other clips that I have made pitch bend adjustments like this to, I'm gonna have to decrease the size of their triangle of their points, right? The height of their points, because if I increase the range of the pitch bend, that pitch bend is going to translate to like up to 7 semitones instead of 4, and then the notes won't work together as I've been trying to make them do so. So as I've been trying to make them agree, right? But I'm gonna have to change too much. So I'm just going to try and get away with pitch bending it at its full range, and that might be fine because we might end up high passing out the sub anyway. Why is that? Because maybe at the transition point, at the very end of the build-up, we want to take away the low energy. This is kind of a mixing trick. So I'm going to do that really quick here. Add in an auto filter, and I'm going to make it a high pass filter. You might say, why a high pass on a sub? Well, if you want to be able to remove the sub without fading it out, this is a good technique of doing so. So all I would do is increase the auto filter's frequency. I'm going to do it on the clip so that I can move it back to our... Alright, it's at 0%. Do I want to do a percent, or let's do it... Okay, it's only percent. Alright then, I will do 100% to where it should be, right? So... Yeah, I believe that worked. Let's listen to it again. And let's look at our clip here. Let's look at our filter. Yeah, you can see it starts to go up there because of the clip automation. That's kind of cool. Alright, that'll work. So it doesn't really matter if the pitch bend is off because the note fades away anyways. Like that, right? And then I can just sweep it back when we get to the drop. And that'll help clean up the build as well. So let's move both of these, or at least this one, back to here. Yeah, to build up. Cool. And we don't really need to worry about this one because I didn't do any adjustments to it. So... now we have a cleaner build section. Cool. Awesome. Nice. And we could also add in a transition here. One of these. I'll need like a cymbal impact here. Let's actually do that. Yeah. Okay, already we have kind of a consequence. We had adjusted the filter automation here, so we need to go in and make sure that the cutoff for our auto filter is all the way out. Okay, cutoff. Yeah, that's on massive, it's fine, but auto filter, you can see the frequency is way down here. That's no good. We want to have that all the way up for these clips. Ah, wrong, wrong channel. Or was I changing it beforehand then? Oops. Maybe here? I don't know. It's fine. Yeah, then we want them to be all the way out. So frequency all the way out. And I might adjust this as well because, you know, it's another filter we can play with. But we just want to leave them up for now. So let's also get rid of our alternate buildup because I think there's not really much difference here now. And I really developed this first buildup section, so I'm just going to create a copy of it. And we will say alternate, but we're not really going to do any changes to it quite yet. Don't really have any ideas in mind. I'm thinking maybe perhaps more transitions because we do have these 2 extra transition effect tracks to use, like white noise sweep cymbals, reverse cymbals, you know, some of the stuff that I had laid out in the template soundtrack project that I provided for you guys a week or 2 ago. Actually, like exactly a week ago. I provided a template on Soundtrap that you can use to start a song, and it has a couple basic, or it has a bunch of instruments already laid out that you would typically find in a simple starting track. You know, like it gives you piano tracks that you can use for melody, harmony, and backgrounds and whatnot. And I've included some basic drum patterns, but you know, it's always up to you. You can delete or remove any of it, but I've kind of laid out a basic structure so you'd have an idea of what tracks to use. And I can always go back and review that one day as soon as we, you know, get some participation, which today I'm actually suppose I could make it's towards the end of the stream, so I'm going to make a couple announcements. Today I'm going to visit with the higher ups in BVMP. Well, we're going to discuss. We're going to reopen. We're going to reopen BVMP. We're going to do it somehow. I'm actually not really sure what they're going to tell me, but that's what I'm guessing. He's going to reopen, and we're going to somehow figure out how to incorporate BVMP Live into actually being at BVMP. That might be an idea. So, I guess you could say, expect more participation, more variety in the future. Different subjects. It's not all going to be just producing. Not all just going to be me. I promise. In the future, BVMP Live will be much more diverse because it will have a station situated at BVMP to allow for anyone to stream to BVMP Live and to upload it to YouTube like I'm doing. It'll have the same effects, the same fanciness, and all that and whatnot. It'll be set up in the BVMP studio. At least that's my hope, right? That's what I'm just saying this, right? I have no idea at this point what they're gonna tell me. They might say, "Oh, this is about done. You can stop streaming now." But I'm saying even, well, don't pay me off because I enjoy doing this. I hope anyone who is watching. By the way, you didn't hear anything about how much. And anyway, I enjoy doing this stream, so I hope you all also enjoy watching and learn something from it. But yeah, I think we'll just kind of go over. We'll do a brief review of what we've accomplished today and what we intend to accomplish next time. So we took, well, from between last stream and this stream, I cleaned up a particular section of the drop, right, for the first section of the drop, so that the sub aligned better with the resampled kit. And then I made two other versions of that today, where the sub aligned perfectly, well, not somewhat perfectly, but good enough to the resampled kit and played well together. And I made it so that you can alternate between those clips smoothly by using the launch mode in Ableton. That way you can switch between clips and they will stay in time, and they will stay at the same position in the loop. And we've created 3 variations of part 1, and then we'll, of course, the drop there'll be a drop part 2, but there is going to be another build-up in between drop part 1 and drop part 2. It's going to be a 4-bar build-up. So next time, that's what another thing we'll accomplish, is we'll add a 4-bar build-up between drop part 1 and drop part 2. So we'll work on particularly a small build-up, and we'll also enhance the starting build-up by adding some extra noise effects and drums and whatnot to our build to add more tension and create more excitement, and also, you know, just bring things closer to more professional sounding track by adding some more sound effects than just the one that we've created. We've created one. We can create more. We can find some in our I know I have some particularly good ones in my sample library, and there are some easy ones to create as well. And I think I'm going to create a white noise sweep. So that's going to happen tomorrow. We're going to create a white noise sweep. We're going to create a reverse cymbal, and that really should do. We might have some drum fills. Yeah, we'll definitely work on our drums a little bit more. That's going to happen. We'll want to come up with some alternate grooves, because drop part 2 is going to have a different groove than drop part 1. It's going to have a straighter groove, or perhaps something different entirely. We haven't gotten there yet. Really sure. But I'll come up with something. So next stream we'll have a different beat. Similar bass. We might create some other options. We might create a whole other set. It's going to be, of course, similar to this first set of 3 bass lines. We don't want to divert from it too much, although we do have a lot of options for bass sounds. So the song can still go a lot of ways. So we still got a lot to do. And I hope I'll just come around for that. What else did we achieve today? Oh, we also adjusted this chord sound a little bit by inverting some of the notes. As you can see, before all of the chords were in root position. Okay, I need to solo this one. Like this. Of course, I still gotta... I'm gonna do this. Oops. Set down. Oh, I'll figure that out next time, but works here. Something was automated down. Oh! That's not the auto filter frequency I want to automate up. No way. Okay. Now we change the inversion of the chords so they sound a little bit nicer. And we went into massive as well, and we changed some stuff around so that the chord sounded a little bit more, that the sound sounded a little bit more pure and kind of fit a little bit better. We did some adjustments with our arpeggiator. What we need to do next time is we need to make the drops particularly also, I needed to have it cut out when the bass comes through, right? Horns still need a little bit of love, I believe. And we might want to work these pads in somehow. Also, this whole background section is empty. I'm not sure what I want to do with that. That was just part of the template. Yeah, so expand sound effects. Get a second drop in. Get a second build up. Get a smaller build up. And then the interim section, so it'll be drop one, build up, drop two, drop out, and we might have kind of like a build back to a verse, and it calmly goes back to something like the intro. So it'll go to something similar like this, but it'll be a different arrangement, but it'll still be calm. It'll build up again and repeat itself, and there you have it. Like that's a completed song. But you know, we still got a lot to go. And on that note, it's 1:31. So we are going to back tomorrow. This text is gonna be wrong because I know I didn't update it. Yeah, this is totally not. We're not coming back next. Oh well, of course we're coming back next Monday. You know, we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going with this. But Tuesday, tomorrow at 11:30, we are going to be continuing. So go ahead and stop by if you'd like. If not, that's fine. It'll be here on the channel. Everything's archived, so stop by and you know, chill out and watch the stream. You can skip ahead to relevant parts, and once this gains some traction, we will have edited down versions of everything, where it will just be the important bits. But you know, I talk a lot and I jump around a lot, so it's going to be a different format than that. It's not just going to be edited down streams. I can edit down the silent parts, of course. But I want to eventually have some more professional like videos. So we'll get it. We'll get to that. We'll do that. Got to have the rest of the team on board, you know. Hopefully that gets resolved today. So yeah, I'll see y'all later. I got stuff to do, and yeah, back tomorrow.